Hello, Yankees universe. Welcome back to your go-to destination, the New York Yankees News Network. Today's video is packed with hot, breaking news straight from the Bronx updates. So fresh, they surfaced just hours ago. We're diving into 3 game-changing stories that are shaking up the Yankees fan base right now. From shocking financial decisions to historic losses and front office criticism, this is the kind of roller coaster only the Bronx Bombers could deliver. So if you're a true Yankees fan, the kind that bleeds navy blue, you do not want to miss these. And yes, before we jump into this packed show, a quick reminder, if you're new here, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss an update. All right, let's dive right into today's biggest headline. Update 1. Yankees bleed $43 million to ghost to the roster. What's going on? If you ever needed proof that baseball is a business, sometimes a bad one, here it is. The Yankees are paying 3 players a jaw, dropping $43,785,714 to not play for them in 2025. Yes, you heard that right. DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Hicks, and Marcus Stroman are all cashing massive checks while watching games from home, or worse, playing elsewhere. Let's break that down. The combined luxury tax hit of Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber for the Philadelphia Phillies is around $45 million for 2 of the National League's most productive sluggers. Meanwhile, the Yankees are nearly matching that and getting 0 innings, 0 at-bats, and 0 value in return. Let's start with Marcus Stroman. Just released mid-season, the 34-year-old right-hander was supposed to be a key veteran piece in the rotation. Instead, after a string of disappointing outings and a noticeable drop in velocity, the Yankees pulled the plug. Then there's DJ LeMahieu. Once a batting title contender and a fan favorite, his numbers tanked after inking his new contract. Injuries didn't help, but the production vanished. Aaron Hicks? Long gone and still collecting paychecks from the pinstripes. His Yankees tenure had become a punchline well before he was finally released. Now, why does this matter? Because even for a team with deep pockets, $43 million is not pocket change. That's real payroll space that could be used for upgrades, bullpen help, young talent, deadline moves. Instead, it's dead money, a financial ghost haunting the Yankees' future flexibility. And let's not forget, these decisions reflect on Brian Cashman and the front office. For all their history and budget strength, the Yankees have now paid nearly an entire elite lineup's worth of cash to guys no longer wearing pinstripes. You want accountability? Fans sure do, especially when the team is on the playoff bubble and these bad deals start to show their true cost. Mistakes happen, but when they total over $43 million, that's not just a miss, that's a crisis. Update 2. Yankees humiliated in Miami, worst sweep in franchise history. It's official. The Miami Marlins just made Yankees history, and not in a good way. For the first time ever, the Yankees have been swept by the Marlins in a series. Final score on Sunday? 7-3. But the damage was far deeper than numbers. Let's start with the obvious Luis Gil. The 26-year-old righty made his long-awaited return to the mound in a meaningful game for the first time since the 2024 World Series. But instead of a triumphant comeback, Gil unraveled. He couldn't find the strike zone. Walks piled up. And when he finally threw something hittable, the Marlins were all over it. His fastball command was shaky, and his breaking stuff, especially that hanging slider to Troy Johnston, was downright dangerous for the wrong reasons. Gil's pitch count ballooned to 77 in under 4 innings. His final line, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and just 3 strikeouts. And when Aaron Boone came out to make the call to the bullpen, fans knew this game and maybe this series was slipping away fast. But before we hang it all on Gil, let's talk about the bats or lack thereof. Remember Friday's game when the Yankees scored 12 runs and still lost? Since then, the offense has gone missing in action. Outside of a towering 412-foot bomb from Trent Grisham, his 20th homer of the season, the bats were silent. Ben Rice hit one 400 feet to the wrong part of the park. Giancarlo Stanton managed an infield single, which tells you just how weird things got. And Jazz Chisholm Jr., who's been on a cold streak, finally made contact with a 2-run shot in the 7th. But by then, it was already 6-3. The damage had been done. Now, let's talk bullpen. And it gets uglier. Brent Hedrick came in and immediately gave up a 3-run blast, an 0-2 count with a nothing slider over the heart of the plate. That made it 6-1. JT Brubaker didn't fare any better. One pitch away from escaping the 7th. Boom. Jakob Marcy tripled, and the lead stretched to 7-3. Aaron Boone had said earlier in the week that the Yankees were turning a corner. After taking 3 of 4 from Tampa, fans had hope again. But this sweep by the Marlins, it's not just a bump in the road, it's a major red flag. Let's add salt to the wound. This is the worst sweep by the Marlins against the Yankees since the 2003 World Series. That's how deep this cut runs. To quote Yankees broadcaster Michael Kay, "This was not a good weekend." He's right. It was a disaster. And if that wasn't enough, tomorrow starts a new series against the playoff-hungry Texas Rangers. Max Fried takes the mound, chasing his 13th win of the season. If this team doesn't snap out of it and fast, the wild card race might leave them behind in the dust. The Bronx Bombers, right now, they're just bombed out. Update 3. Fire Boone now? Jeter and A-Rod rip Yankees. Boone fights back. As if getting swept by the Marlins wasn't painful enough, things got fiery off the field too. Two of the most iconic Yankees ever, Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez, publicly blasted the team's lack of accountability during their live Fox broadcast on Saturday. Jeter didn't mince words. "They make way too many mistakes." And A-Rod followed up with a punch to the gut. Where's the accountability? These aren't just any analysts. This is the captain and one of the greatest to ever wear pinstripes questioning the team's leadership and standards. Naturally, the heat fell squarely on manager Aaron Boone. So how did Boone respond? Wearing a t-shirt with Derek Jeter's face on it, perhaps. Ironically, Boone defended himself and his team. "I would disagree a little bit with the accountability factor," Boone said. He added, "We have the pieces to be a really good team, and that's on me and all of us to get the most out of that." Boone even claimed that there's a lot more accountability behind the scenes than what fans and media get to see. But here's the thing that doesn't fly anymore. Not with fans, not with legends, not with results like the Marlins sweep. A-Rod added that during his era, if someone made a mistake, we'd be sitting our butt right on the bench. Boone, on the other hand, rarely benches anyone for bad base running or fielding blunders. He says his threshold is when a player is clearly dogging it. Is that too soft? According to Yankee Nation, absolutely. Let's talk about fan reactions, because the internet is on fire. One fan wrote, "The only thing the new Yankees are focused on is bling, custom suits, and home run celebrations. Fire Cashman and Boone." Another said, "This team reflects Boone's personality, dull and boring. Fire Boone tonight." And perhaps the most heartbreaking came from an 80-year-old Yankee lifer who wrote, "This team is a disgrace. The bad teams of the 62nd and 92nd lack talent, but they didn't make these bonehead mistakes. I don't even care anymore." That's the pulse of the fan base. It's not about one bad game or one bad call. It's about a pattern of sloppy play, mental errors, and lifeless performances. At 60 wins and 51 losses, the Yankees are in third place in the American League East and barely clinging to wild card hopes. But forget the standings for a second. The real issue is that this team doesn't look or feel like a Yankees team, and that's exactly what Jeter and A-Rod were trying to say. Leadership, pride, fundamentals. These aren't optional, they're the DNA of the franchise. Boone may survive the season. He may even get them to October. But unless something changes fast, this might be the final chapter in his Yankees managerial book. And there you have it, Yankees Universe 3 explosive updates that just hit the Bronx Bombers like a lightning strike. From paying over $43 million to players no longer wearing pinstripes, to being swept for the first time ever by the Marlins, and now, legendary icons publicly calling out Aaron Boone. This is peak turbulence in Yankee land. So what do you think? Should the Yankees fire Boone? Is the dead money situation a front office embarrassment? Can this team still turn it around before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from every corner of Yankee Nation. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single second of this Bronx drama. We'll be back with more fire updates from the Diamond win, lose, or chaos. Until then, this is the New York Yankees News Network, signing off.